Things are getting really philosophical.
They are.
Indeed.
But this is day 5 of splits.
5,
It's going to be day 6.
4,
so you know.
3,
Okay.
2,
Someone said us
1.
New Englanders haven't experienced an earthquake. Listen, as someone who lives in New England, apparently we have had a couple of earthquakes, at least since I've been living up there. And I personally have not noticed, and so it seems like you haven't noticed either. Yeah, but apparently we've had some. We've had a couple.
People say hurricanes are way worse than earthquakes, but I feel like that's not really the case. It's like a lot of earthquakes are sort of like, they're not like that impactful, I guess. A lot like lesser earthquakes.
Earthquakes? Oh, well, yeah, because there's like a whole scale of them, and
yeah.
you know, some of them like they happen like far off the coast.
Sure.
And stuff like that.
But people always say, at least my friends, people I've talked to, like, oh, hurricanes are way worse. Like, you have time when a hurricane is coming. If you stay in a category 5, it's on you. Like, you can leave if you want. An earthquake, you have no idea.
Depends on what you're talking about. Are you talking about like total damage, or are you
They're talking about like just being
Dodge.
like, I guess caught in one.
the deadliness of
I don't know.
I guess if you don't leave, like, you don't know
Back.
where earthquakes
I
come.
wouldn't be shocked
You're
if more
just in
people
it,
died of hurt.
right?
I don't know. I'm not well versed in power scaling natural disasters. So
Enraged.
I think after this World of Warcraft thing ends, I might have a nice time trying to figure out what the power scale of natural disasters.
yeah.
You know, whatever, man. I don't talk anymore.
There was that. Hold on.
Dodge.
Okay, so now, to your credit, there was
AOE.
that earthquake that ended
Dodge.
up causing that tsunami that hit that nuclear power
Back.
plant in Japan, right?
That was like
Yeah, yeah.
Fukushima. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They live in well, Japan.
So
a
what
lot.
do we classify this as an earthquake-related incident, or do we classify that as like
Well,
tsunami?
tsunamis are a product of earthquakes a lot in that area.
Yeah.
I mean,
just flag it
so
as a
like that
natural
whole
disaster.
area, like Japan and even all the way over to the west coast of the U.S. is part of what's called like the Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
Where there's like a lot of undersea volcanoes, even above sea volcanoes, a lot of like fault lines where like earthquakes occur and stuff like that. So
There was also that one that tsunami that hit the Maldives, right? That was like,
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I think that was. Look, the earthquakes go kind of crazy, Kalamazoo. I think
They do?
I don't know. I feel like hurricanes, at least from a U.S. perspective, are always insane.
Yeah, well, so
There's a lot of
a
crazy
lot of
Japan,
people,
though.
a lot of people outside of the U.S. don't understand
Enraged.
that the U.S. is North America really is like specially made for some of the most devilish natural disasters you'll ever see, and it's because of like No, listen, I'm trying to get. You're like a little jester in my class, Kalamazoo. Like it's because of like the cold air
Yeah.
from up north, and then the warmer air down south.
That's El Nino, right?
Well,
Enraged.
I know that one.
well, that's not exactly what I'm talking about, but it is part of it, yeah. And then like when that hot and cold air meet, there's a lot of flat land in the U.S. too. It creates like all sorts of crazy stuff. Tornadoes. No other
AOE.
place in the world gets tornadoes like what we get here. It's actually insane.
Back.
And yet somehow we made it work.
Like
We
the
made it work
Midwest.
here. Yeah.
Well, we just dug holes and made concrete shelters up the ground to make it work, but sure.
I mean that's
Figure it
making
out.
it work, man.
I guess. Sure. I guess.
Yeah. There's
Airstreams, Jet. Airstreams.
Yeah, airstreams. Right.
Yeah.
3 airstreams.
Jeez, Jet, I swear.
Mark.
Listen, man. Okay. I'll say this. I'm not going to call myself an expert on everything, but I like to know a little bit about a lot of stuff. You know.
You should really, I think,
AOE.
deep dive into
I
power
ever-
scales of natural disasters.
Yeah. little power scaling natural disasters. Yeah.
So natural disasters and geography are your things, right? Like,
Natural. Yeah.
geography.
Are you asking me if they're my thing?
Yeah,
No, not really. Like I
Well,
said, like I
areas.
just like to read about random stuff. I don't really
I
know
remember
that
you got
much.
so mad at everybody during the race for first in Boston. You kept calling it Boston.
Well,
It wasn't
Okay, well
Boston.
that's not
You guys
that's
so
not
mad.
me
AOE.
being passionate about geography, man. You're like calling like a town that's 45 minutes away from the city, Boston. And
But it was
that's not
Boston
true.
we were in. I mean,
You were not in Boston. You were.
When have you heard it referred to
Ants.
as the Foxborough race to World First?
That's like saying that the Patriots are in
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah, they're
the
not.
Boston Patriots.
Yeah, they're in Foxborough.
I think you're just salty.
No way, bro. Where do you live?
No way, bro.
You live in
He lives in Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives in Disney.
I live
Yeah.
in a smaller city outside of Orlando, but I call it Orlando because no one knows what it is. So
Okay, well that's
AOE.
fair, but like that's what I say. Like if you live in like Somerville, Massachusetts, it's like literally right outside Boston, and people outside of Massachusetts probably won't know what you talk about. So I think that is fair to say, like, you're from Boston, but Foxborough is too far out, man. It's too
Marked.
far out away from the city for you to be like, oh, that's in Boston. No, it's not, bro.
Okay.
It's not.
So, okay, all right.
You propped him, I think.
Yeah, that
That
that's
AOE.
might have been
I
the
don't think
point.
he's
I
passionate
knew it
about
would get
God,
it going.
I'm passionate about the truth.
I'm passionate. That's right. I'm a truth seeker.
Do you have a shift tonight?
Ads.
No, this is my last one. So
another round up for
I
the
got
last
I got a
shift.
chance to cool down after this, man.
Yeah, correct. Some more keys.
Yeah,
Yippee!
Yeah. Well, no, the keys are chill when you tank them, because you can control most of the fate of your group.
That's
I
true.
always get compliments in my coiled altar
Marked.
plugs because they're like, "Oh, you made this so easy," and I'm like, "Yeah, I just didn't pull like a psycho."
Dude, okay, I actually cannot believe that they nerfed Altar of Fangs. I was looking at
AOE.
this nerf earlier today. To me, this dungeon is actually not. It was on the PTR. Was actually not even one of the hardest dungeons.
I don't think so either.
Actually, yeah, I don't.
Blinding Veil and Temple of Seth were actually
Yeah,
so
they
much
were
harder than this
twisted.
place. But they nerfed the noob checks in this dungeon, which is I couldn't believe that they nerfed the noob checks of all of the things in this place.
Just more they haven't seen the dungeon. It wasn't part of the pool during the beta,
Like
right?
paralyzing shot or whatever. That's
Yeah.
a snare. Like if you use a snare removal on it, it just removes the dot off of you. So you
Yeah.
can spell one, you can like snare removal the other one,
Sure.
and then it's chill.
Yeah.
From the wyverns at the beginning of the dungeon, but then they just nerfed it 50%. It was like an insane nerf too.
Yeah, I felt like the struggles people had with the dungeon literally came from like not knowing how.
Exactly. It's just a new dungeon.
Yeah, that was to me the craziest part. It's like it just okay.
Yeah, I mean, I took the time at one point to just like, because my first few altars I did was like as DPS, and we had like, you know, there were some issues, and then oh, you know what, I would always experience tanks just getting flattened too.
Yep,
just
that's
from
what-
those whatever those mobs are with the stacking buff. But then once I finally started tanking, because I was like sick of it. I was like, dude, I'm tired of like dying and like struggling to live and like doing everything I can, emptying the bag to stay alive. And then I started doing it as a tank and like actually looking at the pulls. Dude, you can make this dungeon so easy.
Okay, that stacking enrage that you're talking about off the mobs at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Spell
All
steal.
you do, they hit 20 stacks, you press an AoE CC, you walk away for literally 2 seconds. They have the enrage is 2 seconds long. It's
Yeah.
per melee swing. You walk away from them, and it resets. What they need damage for.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was pretty. I mean, as soon as I started tanking it, there were no problems in my altar groups. Maybe if there's one nerf that I do appreciate, it's the bloodletters spawning pools a
Spell
little less
steal.
often.
Oh, yeah,
I
like-
always thought that was like really annoying.
Stuff like that makes sense. More just like the other one.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Circle.
think the other stuff didn't really need to get nerfed. But hey, listen, I still need to get like one more piece out of there, I think. So I'm not complaining too much. But I'm just saying, I was kind of surprised that they nerfed that place.
This dungeon's fun. Like I think that that's more of the thing that I like about this dungeon is that this dungeon is fun, and so if they nerf hard parts of this dungeon, then it makes it less exciting at some point.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know that's exciting? Humble just confirmed.
Oh my
So
god!
XD and Collapse Gaming are not raiding tonight. Humble, I think, has a couple, maybe like an hour that's in raid.
Humble of Kill Jaden.
Sargeras.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
The
they
wrong
transferred.
type.
Oh,
Yeah.
they promoted from Kil'jaeden to
There
Sargeras.
you go.
Okay.
So we might actually get a bit more information on Team Sentinels.
They'll probably update the blog as well and ping both you and I at their guild Discord.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what that means or who pings me, but
So-
I responded to different.
Oh, okay. So Humble of Sargeras, formerly of Kill Jaden, has a blog, like a very old school WoW player blog thing, where after
Away.
every single boss they post dank memes about their experiences with each and every single boss,
Okay.
Away.
because they're gamers.
Away.
That's so like old school.
Away.
coded.
That's
Yeah.
cool, though. I don't mind.
Frontal.
That's sick.
It's
No, no.
actually like very 2012-esque.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
How?
It's like having like a guild
Away.
website still, you know, and then like posting updates about
Away.
WoW skills.
Yeah.
Miss those days.
Oh, the raid's over in 5 minutes. However, they might push it to later on.
Oh, they're
Away.
sweaty nerds, yeah.
So, I mean, Consequence not raiding until
Away.
Monday.
Frontal.
I don't know if Collapse is raiding, but I mean, I'd love
Someone-
some more info on.
Someone get in touch and ask them to pull Zorak.
Away.
I heard there might be
Away.
a little bit of info floating around. maybe.
About
Sending in a rogue agent to get some info on Zorak for some people here.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
doing it for the good of the
North American race,
the region.
man.
Yeah. For the good of the region.
I think honestly, if I'm in their shoes, I'm going to Zorak just to see how it looks. We know what Seventh looks like, sort of. We haven't seen super far into it, but I mean,
I actually would not waste my time clearing the trash to Zorak because I don't care about that boss. I'm not a race world first guild. I don't need to pull that. Like, frankly.
I mean, I guess.
If I'm playing on my own behalf, right? Like, the only thing I care is about me. Like, why would I go waste my time there? Liquid and Echo will figure that out for me, and then I'll just copy them, like I've done for the last 10 years.
I guess. This race feels almost like the races of old where you had guilds not streaming progression, or you get like little tidbits of information about bosses every so often. Just like Liquid and Echo still are probably a day or so away from going into the raid at this point. Like little bits of information are trickling in. This boss is tough. This boss is overtuned. Oh shoot, like this guild's phase 3, dude. It's sort of cool.
I actually miss the days of like the race where like the raid would open on Mythic and the race world first guilds were immediately into Mythic. Like, and the only people that were killing Mythic bosses were, you know, like race world first guilds like on day one.
Yeah.
That I kind of miss those days.
I remember like it was like in when did like Sloop formed Serenity? That was Nighthold?
Sloop formed Serenity and Emerald Nightmare.
Yeah, it was
yeah, because that was like right after Hellfire. They changed the method because there was unrest in method at the time because SCO was trying to like commercialize the entire guild and turn it into an organization.
Yeah.
And 90% of their raiders did not like this idea and they left.
Yeah. You know, back in those days, they would actually buff the bosses, not nerf them. We had an experience where we would do heroic splits and stuff like that on that like Mythic release on the Tuesday. We would do like a few of the runs. Then we would go into Mythic, but what would happen is like other guilds that went into Mythic first, the one that was like famous is like easy, they would go into EN. They killed Eloreth Renferal when it had half the HP of what we saw when we went up there. And the same thing happened with Chronomatic Anomaly in Nighthold 2.
The crazy thing is I remember it happened with Odin as well, where there was like just some Ragnaros guild.
Yeah.
The day that Trial of Valor came out, and they one-shot the boss because he was bugged for some reason and did not do any mechanics. If you got him to phase 2, he literally just stood there.
Well, let's see how this raid here goes as well.
I just don't even, like, that was an insane bug that
happened. It's funny because nowadays it's like more, the boss is more likely gets nerfed than buffed, but back then, you know, sometimes they would, the HP values would be a little bit too low, and then they would see a guild kill it and then be like, oh, we need to buff it.
Yeah.
That usually never happens anymore.
When was the last time that like a guild went into Mythic like first loop? Like, I remember it happened in Nihilotha. Like they just like.
You mean like a racing guild,
like
right?
A racing,
like early shift always goes.
Yeah,
first
like a RWF guild. Like I remember BDG, Limit at the time. Like they were like in Midwinter, I believe, was also day rating Nihilotha, and they were like all three like competing for like the first kills in Nihilotha.
Yeah, I think back in Nihilotha you would do
dodge.
I think we saw them do the easy bosses first, and then they would go back to their splits.
I missed that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's a product of like back then they didn't do so many runs that they would
dodge.
Because like that's the reason why they do all the splits first now, because they don't have to worry about wasting loot.
There's also stupid stuff with heroic.
Yeah. But they don't have to worry about wasting loot because now every character gets his own run, and essentially gets funneled to loot.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the main reason why.
Dodge.
It's because of the number of split runs they do. If they let's say like for some reason there was like a gentleman's agreement of only like 5 split runs, they would go do the Mythic easy bosses first, and then they'd see what they would get. They'd give it to those characters that they wanted to give it to, and then those characters would then proceed to get geared.
I can't remember what happened in Nafria. Like there was a heroic week in Nafria. I remember that much.
There were not that many splits in Nafria either.
Yeah.
It's as soon as Tyr made a return, that was when the splits started ballooning.
Actually, no, because Limit and Sanctum as well immediately went into Mythic in that raid as well, because they fought Soul Render Dormazane and then left to go do heroic because he was way too overtuned. Then they got later.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's when the splits ballooned, which coincided with the tier returning.
Yeah. Okay,
That-
so it's Sepulchre.
Yeah.
The advent of the.
Yeah, that was also when
super heroic.
the super heroics, the tons of splits, the mirror mains. That
Dodge.
also
The mirror mains. I remember that also started.
Yeah.
I think that Sanctum and tier sets returning, like limit losing by getting out here.
Ads.
Yeah,
And tier sets returning like really changed how split Mythic works.
yeah,
I think there's something lost about not entering Mythic immediately.
Dodge.
yeah. No,
Yeah, I
for sure.
agree.
I mean, obviously you can't do anything wrong, but
It could. I think it worked out very well.
Yeah, the only way you'd ever see that come back is if somehow like everyone was like, we're only doing like a very, very small number of splits.
Dodge.
you have to do heroics nowadays, like on week 1, because I mean it's the first week of the raid system.
Well, yeah,
Well, they have to bring back heroic week.
that's true. Yeah,
Okay,
because
Rescue.
because there's no heroic week now. Yeah, so you would need like a heroic week to come back, and then you would need like a gentleman's agreement on the number of splits.
Yeah.
That's the only way, really.
I
Dodge.
believe that I can start imagining a world that I would not be shocked if it comes back to the table for
The gentleman's agreement.
the gentleman's agreement, and both sides are like pretty motivated to make something happen.
I can
because
see it.
This stupid stuff where you're going to be splitting Mythic is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
like it's,
Yeah, I thought something like that would happen after last year because I know like they were not a fan of how much work they put in last year.
I knew something like
Yeah.
like it was like basically a month and a half straight of 16-hour days, and some
Yeah.
people were insane.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
even if Heroic Week comes back, though, there's still a world where you just put in time to, like, gear basically 2 characters and split Mythic Week 1 anyways, right? Like, it's become so convoluted and just so, like, when do we stop? I feel like an agreement could easily be in place.
Now, I'm not saying that this is their top of mind priority, but I think that they also, there's some thoughts on like the sponsors and like what it means to be a product, like a race versus a product, as opposed to winning. Obviously, like winning has been put as like the utmost importance pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
But I do think at some point it's like, oh, this is actually just becoming a worse product, and we are making ourselves miserable.
Yeah, it's always
CC.
tough to balance because
CC.
The race is a very unique event. It's not like a standard esport really at all.
It's very unique.
There's like honestly, if you think about it, there are like very few rules. Really,
CC.
the only rule is to don't
CC.
bug out our game and intentionally bug out our game and exploit. That's like really all there is. Other than that, like you have stuff like there's no rules on like the number of resources,
Tank
like
Buster.
coaching, analysts.
CC.
You get help from people outside of your team
CC.
to help gear up. Like it's really a very
I mean, it's a
oddball.
grassroots event. It's
Yeah.
Circle.
kill the final boss first, don't get banned.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the only 2 rules. Kill
Exactly.
the final boss first, don't get banned.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, so it's like it's kind of hard to rationalize that
CC. Tank Buster.
we are going to sacrifice the product of the event for the sake of winning, when like it's not really a standard, esport event in the first place.
It's kind of
Circle.
like going dark, right? Like
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, they it's like they go dark at like very calculated times, right? Like they do it like near the end of the day when probably not that many people
Tank
watching
Buster.
in the first place. Wow.
I think I thought it was a vial, but it's a catalyst charge. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
vial drop? You got a vial?
Trade. So I need me.
Oh, I don't know.
Dude, I got that traded to me
CC.
in a run. It was kind of crazy in a pug run.
CC.
Like, what are the chances of that?
And it over.
Yeah. Hand
Yo.
that over.
Give me that old wow. Need that wow.
But yeah, I mean, like the going dark, that's like layer 1, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like
CC.
Or you said layer 1 would be like muting comp.
CC.
oh sure, layer 1's like muting comps. Going dark is like layer 2, and then it's like, oh, actually, we're not actually entering Mythic until week 2. GG. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, good lord.
Yeah. I feel like there have been enough races now where
CC.
like the community expects at least like the first 3, maybe 4 days to be like.
You gotta get gear.
Yeah, I mean, like the first day is always exciting because it's like you're seeing a lot. There are a lot of people that watch that don't play the game at all. So like this is their chance to see the raid, see all the cool stuff going on. I mean, I'm sure everyone had a lot of fun watching Tech when it was pulled for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Even on normal mode, it was like a very cool fight to watch. And then then you get to like day 2 or day 3, 4.
Bleed.
Unfortunately, where we're on like day 5.
What
and
if Dennis and I talking about during a recap?
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, you can talk about the boosting. You can just talk about that. But
Non-controversial.
yeah. But like, you know,
Bleed.
it's a little bit longer than usual, and I don't know, man. I thought that I was thinking, oh, this whole time last tier was only bad because they split up the raids. Well, we've come up with a new reason for us not being in the raid right now, right? Which is that we need to farm as much gear as possible.
I think it motivates
So-
both Liquid and Echo to like kind of come to terms for what it means to raid as a part of the race.
Yeah,
first.
I think this needs to happen. I mean, it needs to happen to some extent.
The problem, and I mean, I think you can probably see this most. They just don't really trust us at all.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that it's like both guilds are very
So-
hyper-focused, especially when it comes to splits. They're so focused on just doing their own thing, which means that like you can't just be like, you know, hey man, like please cut down your splits and then we will too. And then you never know, right?
Always worries about it. Well, what if we decided that we're going to do this and then they cheated?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They
So-
win against the rules, right? Because whenever there are no rules, everybody's playing on the same playing field.
Yeah.
But then whenever you have to like start negotiating it,
Exactly. Yeah. When the rule set is being decided by the competitors themselves, it's kind of hard to, you know, ensure there has to be some kind of enforcement. There's no way to really enforce it.
of course. But yeah, I don't know. At some point, I would not be shocked if something happens.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I feel like for Echo, you're not inclined to actually take anything.
Interrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to either. Like, I
Like,
feel like
Like, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, like, I know that for them, it's like coming in second is.
Totem.
I mean,
So many close races too.
if you think about it, like there was also all that talk back when Mythic streamed Oldir for the first time, that like if they had lost that race,
Interrupt.
they probably wouldn't stream again, right?
Oh yeah, they said that. Oh dear.
Oldir.
oh, okay, yeah, sure.
They wouldn't have done it again, right? And but they won, so they're more, you know, willing to like keep going with what they were going
I'm
with.
not so certain that that's true. I know that's what they said.
Yeah, that is what. Yeah.
I believe that they probably would have pushed forward because they saw the dollar signs were in their eyes. Right?
Interrupt.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Sponsored event.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But as far as like what they have said, that is what.
Yeah.
You know, that's their claim. That if they had lost,
So that's the claim of the people who ran the guild.
that were like in the raid. I think.
Yeah.
I think people, you know, in those guilds back then, the people that were
Totem.
really opinionated about streaming versus no streaming were the raiders themselves, right?
Interrupt.
There's even in Limit at the time, like there were always people that were like, you know, we shouldn't be streaming. We're just at a disadvantage, etc., etc. And
Yeah, there's the business people, and then there's the people that I'm just here for the love of the game.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's been normalized at this point where like
Interrupt.
now, you know, I don't think anybody's like, oh,
It's a commodity.
Yeah.
You're putting on an event.
yeah,
But like, you take the good with the bad.
yeah. Especially since, you know, especially regarding streaming, everybody's doing it now. So, you know, you're all effectively all on the same plane.
Dude, yeah, I remember there. Nobody within like the top like 50 guilds in London was like
my king.
fair.
I mean, King of Sean, it
Like
was
Danish terrorists did like one tier,
couple
and then
times.
they just stopped, and then it's like, that's unfortunate. And then Future did, and Future was like, I didn't realize how like low ranking they were. They were like world 25th.
They were, yeah. That's why every time someone's like, "Oh, you know, Future really changed the game for streaming rating," and I was like, because you know back then we never really like they were not even our competition,
They were
right?
world 25th. I didn't realize that
Yeah.
they were. I didn't realize.
I
that
thought they were
top.
higher at some point. weren't they?
No, that's the thing.
They killed like Fallen Avatar world 15th, and then like slid down the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
KJ like really bad.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously Alpha is the difference maker there.
Yeah, yeah.
They were world third like 2 tiers in a row or something.
Yeah, they were the ones that like I think what the thing is that they streamed something that nobody had seen and it was very novel, which was like the KJ animations.
Right. And the Argus Red.
Yeah, and the Argus raid. Yeah, both of those. Those were the two big ones.
Crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, you never really know. what'll happen. But
Yeah.
the race has come a long way.
Oh yeah. It certainly has.
But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the deal gets struck at some point. It's more just like, I also do feel like if you're Echo, you probably feel like you can.
Yeah. I think if you're Echo, you lose again this year. I mean, you're not gonna take any kind of deal to cut things down.
You lose by 20% on Dimensius, you lose by 23% on Lura.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Like,
Yeah.
How does this happen twice? They were ahead and undermined for a while, and then they choked Muggsy away with
Yeah.
really bad play on that last boss, and it's just like, oh.
Hunting season has
And you're like, oh yeah, we take a deal so we can do less splits, and you're like, no, we feel like we can get it at all. So
Yeah.
actually, we need everything
Frontal.
we can get.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was true. I mean, actually,
Interrupt. Leap.
for a while, I think in Shadow
Frontal.
had like a pretty steep advantage in terms of splits. Method for a little bit had a pretty good advantage in terms of splits.
Yeah.
Interrupt.
I think that Limited and Liquid at some point figured it out, right? Like they were like, okay, no,
AoE.
no, you're not allowed to just like get an advantage off of trying to get your character better.
Yeah.
I do wonder if you're Echo, if you see them coming to you saying, hey, yeah, are you guys interested in doing less splits? I mean, like you're talking about, it makes you almost like more motivated to keep doing more and want to push more and more. It feels like your opponent wants to do less if they want to.
If they want to do less, yeah, it
Let 'em-
we're doing more.
kind of implies that like maybe
We're a little tired.
they have players that are getting burnt out,
Yeah.
maybe, and they're like, oh, we need to like we want to keep these guys. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Let them do less.
AoE.
Also, you know what?
That guild Echo, they are so good at just like grinding. They're grinders.
Yeah.
They have no problems doing whatever it takes.
Away.
Why don't you put that in motivation speech earlier, Jeff? Be like Echo. No, whatever it takes, right?
Oh yeah, let me be here in the Liquid Racer world first, being like, be like our competitors. If you want to succeed, be like our competitors.
But I mean, it's motivation to get first. I don't know.
That's a
Keep grinding.
fantastic idea, Cal.
I'm just spitballing here, Jeff. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
So what do you think the island was going to be roughly
Leap.
heading into Mythic at this point?
Like this week, Mythic?
Yeah, like rough estimate for tomorrow.
I think they're gonna zone in. Okay, the problem is that they're doing splits, so they're gonna have some like pretty poverty characters in there.
Yeah.
AoE.
Pretty much all the characters is gonna be like 308, 309.
Yeah.
I think if they were like, all right, we're crafting two-handers, we're pushing, pulling out all the stops, I wouldn't be shocked if they're like 310.
Yeah. Okay. Cal, so you can take a look though on Raider.io.
Because
You can see some of their characters and see what they're at.
yeah,
That it won't give you the
take
full
for it.
picture, but you'll get an idea.
I'll take for it right now, actually. Guys, we got a brief snippet here. Tellers and I, a handful of casters, had a little caster tool a couple days ago on our Alienware ultra-wide monitors. We're going to head to that right now. If you guys want to